Now we will see the third purpose of using this interest rate swaps. Earlier I told you the main purpose of using this interest rate swaps is one, for hedging purpose. Hedging means to arrest the interest rate on loans from large scale fluctuations. Then I told you interest rate swaps are also used by banks to avoid asset liability mismatch. Now we come to the third purpose or third objective of using the interest rate swaps. Now this is to this point explains that interest rate swaps is used for reducing interest cost, that means borrowing cost. That means when both parties to a swap contract, when they take a loan where one person takes a fixed interest rate loan and another party takes a floating interest rate loan, when they use the swap agreement to exchange their interest rate liabilities, they can reduce their interest costs. Now I'll explain this with the help of an example. Now usually borrowers, there are different types of borrowers. Some borrowers who take loans, they have high credit rating because they have the history of taking loan and repaying interest and principal amount on time. Some borrowers have less credit worth rating. Why? Because they must have default in past in paying their interest on loan, but still they must have completed the repayment of loan. In India we have a popular credit rating institution for rating the borrowers for the bank. In India we have CIBIL, that is headquartered in Bombay. Now this CIBIL, it will rate each loan appliers, those persons who wants loan from the banks. When they give application for loan, these banks depend upon the CIBIL rating and they value each borrowers. So that is how the credit worthiness of a borrower is understood. If they feel that a particular borrower has high credit rating, then he may get a loan at a very attractive interest rates, maybe at lower interest rates. If a person has a poor credit worthiness, it will be very difficult to get loan from banks, or maybe the banks may charge higher interest rates. Now what I'm coming to say is, some companies have comparative advantage in fixed rate markets. That means they may be able to borrow at lower interest rate in fixed rate loan market. Some persons may have comparative advantage in floating rate markets. That means they may be enabled to borrow at lower rates in floating rate loan markets. Usually those persons with a higher credit rating, the banks will approach them to give them fixed rate loan. But we have to understand that a company which has comparative advantage in one market may not want that, and he may want another type of loan. For example, if a company has all the advantages to get a loan in fixed rate market, he may not want that and they want a floating rate loan. and vice versa also can happen. A person who has all advantages of getting a company which has all advantages of getting loan in floating rate market may want a fixed rate loan rather than a floating rate loan. So what they can do is, these two companies can take loan in their respective advantage market and then use the swap agreement, and then they can reduce their interest cost. How? That I will explain you here. Now in on the screen I have showed you a table, and assuming there are two companies A and B, and this companies A and B, you can see how the interest rates in the loan market are offered to them. For company A, the fixed interest market is ready to provide loan at 10.5. The floating interest rate is ready to provide interest loan at the rate of interest PLR plus 0.2%. PLR is a market interest rate, that is just like a money market interest rate, just like LIBOR. On the other hand, company B, maybe because of poor credit rating, the fixed interest interest rate loan market charges higher interest rate on loan to be given to him, that is at the rate of 12%, and floating interest rate on the same way is ready to provide loan to him at the interest of PLR plus 1%. Now here you have to understand, the company A wants to borrow at floating rates, while company B wants to borrow at fixed rates. Company A is offered low rates in both the markets. If you see, in fixed interest loan market and floating interest rate loan market, company is provide lower interest rates. Company B on the other side has to pay higher interest rates in the both market. Now why this difference has come? Why? Because company A is having higher credit rating and company B is having lower credit rating. So if you see, if fixed interest loans are given to company A and B, then company B is paying 1.5% more interest than company A. That is the difference between the interest given, the interest charged to company A minus the interest charged to company the interest charged to company B minus interest charged to company A, that is 12 minus 10.5%. So here you can say company B is providing 1.5% interest more, whereas in floating market you can see company A may get floating interest loan at PLR plus 0.2%, whereas the same loan is given to company B at PLR plus 1% interest rate. That means here the floating interest loan market is charging 0.8% extra than company A. Now here you have, that means it has to, company B has to pay more than company B has to pay more than company A in the floating rate market. So if you see, in both markets company B is paying 1.5% interest more in fixed interest rate and 0.8% more in floating interest rate market. Now here each company would borrow in the market where it enjoys comparative advantage. Now here it will be good for company A to borrow loan from fixed interest market, though it has the preference of, though it wants floating interest rate. Here it will be good for the company A to take for taking loan in fixed interest rate at the rate of 10.5%, because when compared to company B, he is paying 1.5% less. And company B, it will be advisable to take interest from floating rate market, uh, because if he takes a loan in the fixed interest rate market, he pays 1.4 1.5% extra. But if company B is taking loan from floating interest rate, he is only paying 0.8% etc. So it is advisable that company B takes loan in floating interest rate market, though he wants a fixed interest rate loan market. Now what the two companies can do is, they can come make a swap agreement and they can exchange their interest rate loan. So company A, which has taken an fixed interest loan at the rate of 10%, will exchange it with company B, who has taken floating interest rate loan at the rate of interest PLR plus 1%. So if both companies do this, they can reduce their borrowing cost. Now how this is possible, that we will see. Now you have to first understand, if company A had taken from loan from floating market, it will have to pay it will have to pay now once again, if you imagine, if both markets if both companies had taken loan from the respective preferred market, say company A took loan from floating interest rate market, so he has to pay interest at the rate of PLR plus 20%, and company B, who wanted fixed interest rate loan, he took it from fixed interest rate market at the rate of 12%. Now if you see, if both companies pay interest, the sum total of interest paid by these both companies will be PLR plus 12% plus 0.2%, so it comes to PLR plus 12.2%. Now what happened when they took loan in different markets and used the swap contracts? Now when company A took loan in fixed interest market, it has to pay 10.5% interest, and when company B took loan in floating interest market, it has to pay interest at the rate of PLR plus 1%. So the total interest paid by both companies will come down to PLR plus 11.5%. So if you see, if they had taken loan directly from the market, they would have paid PLR plus 12.2%. But when they took loan in different markets and used the swap contracts, they got a benefit of reduction in interest cost of 0.7%. See here. So what happens is, when this interest cost had reduced, when they are paying less interest, that interest cost reduction, that profit can be shared between two parties. Now as usual, I told you, if company A, okay, is so that if both parties shares that cost reduction, so that 0.7% will be divided into 2, 0.35 and 0.35. So what will happen is, now company A, which we assume has directly taken from loan from the respective markets of their preference, so company A, it will come down to PLR minus 0.15%. How you get that? You minus 0.35% from that interest rate, that is PLR plus 0.2 minus 0.35, so it comes to PLR minus 0.15. Now company B, who had preferred to take loan from fixed interest market, when we reduce that sharing of cost reduction, this 0.35, we get 11.65. Now you read descendants. Now what happens when we calculate like this? Each company is able to reduce borrowing costs by 0.35% from the availing market interest rate applicable to them by opting for an interest rate swap instead of borrowing directly from the market. Now I will show you a diagram. Now see how this is happening. When they make a swap contract, now what is happening in the swap contract? I told you earlier, company A has borrowed loan from a lender at the rate of 10.5%. Company B has borrowed loan from floating interest rate market at PLR plus 1%. Now through an intermediary they are making a swap contract. Now they will share this difference. Now what is happening is, through a swap contract, company B will have to pay 11.65% to the intermediary, and intermediary will pay a fixed interest cost of 10.5% to company A to meet its fixed interest rate obligations to its lender. On the same way, company A will pay floating interest rate of PLR minus 0.15% to intermediary for meeting the obligations of company B, and company B intermediary will pay floating interest rate of PLR plus 1.0%, so that company B can pay its interest rate obligations to its lender. Now here you can understand the cost reduction is shared by company A and company A. The intermediary has no share in it. The intermediary receives 1.15 excess interest in the case of fixed interest loan. See, company B is paying 11.65 to intermediary, and intermediary is transferring 10.5 interest to company A for paying that interest to its lender. So excess 1.15 is with the lender, and at the same time, when company A is paying floating interest rate at the rate of PLR minus 0.15%, the same intermediary has to transfer this in such a way PLR plus 1%. That means 1.15% excess interest it has to be paid by the intermediary to company B. Now what excess it received from company B to pay to company A, that excess 1.15% that will be used by intermediary for paying the same interest when company A pays to company B. So you can understand that here intermediary makes no profit, but both parties can use the swap contract to make in such a benefit. Now imagine that there are three parties and intermediaries also wants to make a profit. So let us structure in such a way. Okay, so earlier I told you that 0.7% will be shared by two parties, 0.35, 0.35. Let us make it three parties. Okay, in such a way, both companies shares 0.25 each, and intermediary gets 0.20%. So how it looks like? Let's see. It will look like this. Now see how it works. Here company A, who has taken a fixed interest rate at the rate of 10.5%, it will exchange that interest rate obligation with company B. So company B has to pay that. Company B, who has taken a floating interest rate, that interest rate obligation is now taken by company A. Now so company A has to pay that. And now in this they have made a swap agreement through an intermediary, and let's see how this is working now. So when it comes to sharing, Now in this case, company A will have to pay uh, PLR plus 0.2 percentage 20, okay, minus 0.25. So it will come to PLR minus 0.05 percentage. Now when it comes to company B, it will come to 12% minus 0.25, so it will come to 11.75 percentage. Now let us see how this is going to be paid. Now when through a swap agreement, when both parties have to pay opposite parties interest rate, company B will pay fixed interest rate at the rate of 11.75 percentage to the intermediary, and intermediary will transfer 10.5 from that to company A, because that was the interest rate that is promised by company A to pay to lender. Now look here the intermediary is making a profit of 1.25% extra. Now company A has to do his responsibility. Company A will pay floating interest rate at the rate of PLR minus 0.05 percentage to the intermediary, and intermediary has to pay floating interest rate at the rate of PLR minus 1 percentage to company B, because it has to pay to its lender. Now here you can say here the intermediary is paying excess 1.05 percentage. So intermediary earlier got 1.25 percentage excess earlier from company B for paying to company A. Now when company A paid the floating interest rate loan of company B through intermediary has to pay excess 1.05 percentage. So you can say the net profit of the intermediary will come like this: 1.25 percentage minus 1.05. So here the net gain to the intermediary is 0.20 percentage. So this is how the both companies can reduce their borrowing cost or interest cost through swap deals. I hope so you have understood. This is a little bit complex to understand. It will take little time to understand. Please listen to the video once again, and then understand how this works, so you can understand that how this swaps help to reduce the borrowing cost or interest cost. Okay, if you have any doubts, you please put it in the comments, or you can send it through WhatsApp to me.